I cried for about 30 minutes. And it was just the release of 8 years of feeling like we had to do everything perfectly, that there wasn't a margin of error, that we couldn't make mistakes, that we couldn't slip, that our tone had to be perfect. Because that was the bar that was set for us, but it was also the bar that we always set for ourselves, thinking that as the first, people will measure everyone of our race, of our gender, by what we do. And there is pressure that comes with that. So that's how we carried ourselves. And that had to trickle down to all of our staff. So the pressure was on everyone. We couldn't afford to make a mistake. We couldn't afford to look cavalier. We had to watch our language. And we also knew that everything we said, we thought about how it would be viewed by children, not just our children, but all of our children. We knew that we were the moral compass, so we had to speak carefully and clearly and intelligently, and we couldn't just say things off the cuff. Now
hold on.
You
know my next question. You know my next question. May I ask it?
You can ask it.
The question is that as people who took that moral position seriously, and it is a serious position, how does it feel to see the next occupant, at least of the Oval Office, I can't speak for anyone else's family, who seems indifferent to that responsibility?
Well, I have been very clear about how I felt about that. I gave a speech about it at the 2016 convention. The question that we have to ask ourselves is, how does the country feel about it? Because I don't think it matters how I feel about it. He was just being himself. He made an argument out of it, right?
He made an argument that marriage was not necessary.
Exactly.
Is that not the sort of thing you want to hear, though, if you're...
Well, exactly. That would spark an argument, which he liked to do. So we would have these deep discussions about whether marriage was really necessary, if two people really loved each other, and he would make his lawyerly arguments, and I would be irritated. And that's how he decided to propose to me, by starting that argument at dinner. on the night
he was the idea.
He was like, let's talk about this marriage thing and how, I'm not sure that it's really that. And then he got me revved up. And
you guys are out at dinner. You're
we're
like in public
at
space.
A dinner supposedly celebrating the fact that he had finished the bar exam. So this was a celebratory dinner. And so
he just brings up it out of nowhere.
He picks a fight. And so I deliver, because I, too, am a lawyer, and I have my points to be made. So I was in full making my point, and I was like, in 3, and A, and if you think, and da-da-da-da-da. And by then, dessert was coming out, and the waiter put a platter in front of me with a little box with a ring on it. And in the middle of the argument, I was like, what? And I opened it up. He opened up the box, and he said, "Now that ought to shut you up." It did.
That's nice.
It did.
That's nice. Now, you were a partner. You had very much of a partnership marriage, and you were a sounding board for your husband when he became president of the United States.